Give now by visiting kawc.org/donate. And thanks.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
On today's program, we are going to be joined first by Stephanie Pereda and James Jones. They're both from the Somerton Parks and Rec Department, and we're going to be talking about Parks and Rec all day long. Yes, for them, we're going to talk about the community and events they have going on around Somerton. But guess what? Our next guest, Angelica Roldan, she's also from Parks and Rec, but she's from the city of San Luis. She's going to be sharing her journey from Mexicali to public service right here in Yuma County. It's Parks and Rec Day. We're going to have some fun. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget, you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon. And Johnny, let's talk about what we went to last night. There was an event.
Last night, it was the first time that I was in that city, the Black Box Theater.
Black Box Theater, a little small space there on Main Street, downtown Yuma.
Yeah, it was pretty cool that the city, utilized that area. And I think they do sometimes little dramas there
Little
and stuff.
like plays and performances, performing arts.
But why were we there, Victor?
Yeah, so we were there for a spirited discussion event put on by us here at KAWC and KOFA Border Radio, and it was to honor Dave Reek, our outgoing general manager, who has been with us for 20 years, and he's going to be retiring at the end of June.
So, and the way I think I heard it, exactly 20 years, it sounds like he was...
I think so, 2006. Maybe 2000. Not, you have to, see the month he started.
Yeah, the month.
We weren't here, but...
Yeah, I know. We weren't there, though. But, so it was a cool event honoring him. Alex did a tremendous job.
Right. Alexandra Rangel.
Yeah, she did great with the questions, and it's cool because, normally when he pops in, I try to trap him in here and ask him and listen to his stories. I love his stories.
Right.
So there was a lot that I didn't hear, I haven't heard yet. I've only been here, it'll be a year, June 30th. So to kind of get to know him a little bit better and hear a lot of those stories and his passion behind public radio and why he does what he does was really good.
And we had the staff here, most of the staff from KWC, KOFA Border Radio was there. We had some student journalists there, and we had a surprise guest. We had Kim Johnson, former reporter.
Johnson, yeah, that was really cool. And I talked to him, and I've never met him before. I've seen him a couple of times moderating different events, but it was cool to meet him. The voice that I grew up listening to. He got here in 1981 and hit on radio, AM 1400. We used to play oldies music. My dad would listen to it, a little bit of talk. My dad liked both of those. So, yeah, his voice was always in my head. So to meet the man and put the voice to a face.
He had that good radio voice. I'm Kim Johnson.
I'm Kim Johnson? Yeah, he had that whole thing. But and so part of it, we convinced him to come on the show.
Yeah, we'll have him on, and he made you to the pledge drive. When next time we do our pledge drive, he's been invited in. So he hasn't been in this new studio.
And that's surprising because you said you worked with him for a little bit.
Right. So I started here in 2018 in the older building here on campus, and then then COVID happened, and so we started working from home, and he retired during that time. So he didn't get to see this new building, which is about 3 years old.
And when they opened it up for Q&A, it was perfect what he said. He said, tell me about the new building and why you waited for me to retire to get the new building.
Yes,
that was
Kim
fun.
Johnson humor.
Yeah, so all right. Would you like to introduce our guest today, Victor?
So we are talking Parks and Recreation today. Yesterday we had Eric Erfer from City of Yuma.
Yep.
Today we have, we have Somerton Parks and Recreation. We have James Jones, the director, and Stephanie Pereda, Special Events Coordinator. Thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you. So we like to get to know our guests before we get into what they do and their positions. Who wants to go first? Raise your hand. All right. You did. For ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on the radio, Stephanie rose her hand. So, all right. So are you born and raised here?
I was born here in Yuma, raised in Mexico.
Oh.
So have the best of both cultures.
Mm-hmm. So raised in Mexico, but born here. So tell me about that.
So I don't know. My parents took that decision. So I was.
Oh, it was their decision. You didn't say, like, I'm tired of this and I'm packing bags and going to Mexico.
No,
Okay.
in 2010, 11-ish, it's when I graduated from high school in Mexico. And then they told me, you need to start learning English. So I was like, okay, let's.
So they waited till you graduated to tell you that?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. Oh, wow. It's like, all right, time to learn English. You're like, I thought I was done with school and ever learning.
No, in San Luis, it's where I grew up. So we have like English classes, but it was not the same thing. It was like very basic English. So they told me, there's a lot of people that really want to study in the U.S. You have the opportunity, just go over there. And for me, it was like, I don't know, because all my friends, they were going to Mexicali to study and everything, the party part, and I was going to Yuma. So yeah, Yuma versus Mexicali. And if you haven't been there, like if people haven't been there, Mexicali's really nice. I really enjoy Mexicali. It's not like a typical border town that we would see here. It's a really nice place, the parties are there. And so you were saying, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to party. I'm coming to Yuma. So was that a difficult decision? At the beginning, but I get used to it. I like to learn a new language. So I started here at the college, studying ESL classes. I finished all my ESL classes. I do my associates in here. Once I was done in here, I transferred my credits to ASU. So I graduated from ASU in sales marketing and communication. All right. So that transition coming over here, was it pretty smooth? We've had a lot of people from AWC on the show to talk about that and how they make it as painless as possible to come over here, transitioning from Mexico, coming here, and counselors. Was it the same experience for you? Was it pretty smooth? I will say yes, because You can say no. That's okay. Like, we'll put them on blast. We'll straighten them out. No, it was a cool transition because I do my research. I had a plan. So my first plan was just study English and then go back to Mexicali, just to place my parents. Say, okay, I got need it. To know. I could say words. I got it. I'm good to go. So good. And then what happened? Then I realized that it's more way opportunities here in the U.S. than it was in Mexico, and I have more future in here. So that's why I decided to continue my education, doing my associates in business here, and then do a little more research. So I really want marketing. And I transferred my credits to ASU. So then ASU, what was that like? It was really cool because now I get to live by myself in Phoenix. I had that experience, so I don't recommend it. Save some money first. Oh, save some money. Oh, okay, that's why. I was doing 2 jobs at the time. I was doing the university, and it was tough. It was really tough. Yeah, but lesson learned, and now I know all the. So I just got to be. I'm curious. Where did you work those 2 jobs, and how did you manage that? So I work at the mall, Arizona Mills Mall. Okay. So it was a bridal shop, and then another part-time, it was Jeep, I guess. Okay. And then I was doing full-time students, so between times I was able to study, work, and then still have some time to party. Sometimes, a little bit of time to party. I just want to get, what would, like, the determination behind that? Because that takes a lot of sacrifice, right? So what was the driving force behind that? I really want to be someone in life, so do something with my life. I'm the first generation to graduate from school, so I really want to do something like different for my family. Well, my mom, she's a doctor, but she graduates in Mexico, and I noticed that she really wants to transfer all the medical things here to the U.S. But that time, I think it was like the September 11. What happened? They stopped everything. Yeah, there was a lot of difficulties during that time. Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday. That put on pause for Mexico because 9/11 and people weren't sure what was going on. Exactly. So that happened to your mom, huh? Yeah. So then I realized that I'm a U.S. citizen. There's more future for me in here. I started I really love marketing. That's where I pursue my career, and a little bit of sales. So sales and marketing, and like a little minor in communication.
All right. Now it's your turn. You didn't raise your hand, but you get to go. Are you from here in Yuma, James?
I am not. I was born in a military family in Louisiana, 6 months old, moved to Michigan where my dad grew up, and I was there until I was 24.
24. All right. What was it like growing up where you grew up?
I grew up.
I'm going to get this a little closer to you.
I grew up literally 10 miles from Lake Michigan in Muskegon, Michigan. It was the Michigan summers are the greatest.
It looked like it. My buddy grew up over there, and he said it was great. And it's like basically being right by the ocean, right? It's so big.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, when I graduated college, I packed my car. I got a job for teaching over the internet. I packed my car, never been to Arizona, moved to Arizona with whatever was in my backseat of my car. I got a job on the White River Indian Reservation. So I was a teacher out there for middle school.
Yeah.
That was right around 2008 when all the economic turnovers that were laying over teachers. Then I moved out to Yuma and worked at Antelope Union High School, and then kind of more budget cut, moved to Tucson I met my wife here. She's from San Luis Rio, Colorado.
Okay.
We got married. She had 2 kids. So then we moved to Tucson just kind of to start our family. Once the stepkids graduated high school, she really wanted to come back to Yuma. I said, let's go.
Yeah.
At that time, I was 40 and I don't know, I had a midlife crisis and decided to switch from teaching to Parks and Rec. So,
and you mentioned that kind of jokingly off air, but was it teaching? Was it like too much for you? Was it tough? I know, unfortunately, a lot of teachers are underpaid. So,
well, it was more of I have a 10-year-old daughter, so she was 7 at the time. She has autism, so I was coaching and teaching and coaching club volleyball. So I was busy year round. And I was like, man, I'm working 10 to 12 hours a day. I can do something else that's more because my parents are military, they put in like the community service and public service to your community. So I was like, and she wanted to come back. And I was like, you know what? It's time to change. I have an health, physical education, recreation major, as long as a history major. So I was like, let's try this. And I was already getting my master's in business administration. So it was kind of like the time to move on. It was something I was thinking of for a couple of years. It was nothing against teaching. I have nothing against teaching.
Gotcha.
It's just I wanted to be there for my daughter and my family.
So time to move on. And so you said from Tucson back to Yuma. The wife said she wanted to. Now, was there a position available already? Did you look on the interwebs and say, all right, there it is?
I actually got my first job here in Parks and Rec from the Kokopah Indian Tribe.
Oh, okay.
And I was there for about 8 months. The position opened up at Somerton. We live in Somerton. So I was like, that's serving my community. You know, the native community is awesome. I loved it there. But they're not my community. No matter how much I want to be part of them, I'm not. Yeah. So when I got the opportunity to go serve Somerton, where we live, I jumped on it and applied and was lucky to get the job. And I've been there for about 2.5 years and really trying to make it my own.
All right. So how long have you been there, Stephanie?
I've been a year and a half.
A year and a half. So how'd you end up in Somerton Parks and Rec?
I was actually at the city of San Luis.
Oh, okay.
I was different positions. I was in HR. At the time, I was down with HR. I really liked the experience in there, but sometimes you know that it's not like your path to pursue.
So maybe something that you're not as passionate about.
Yes.
Okay.
I learned a lot of things. I'm so thankful for my mentor in there, but it was like the decision to make a change. I saw the position open and I was like, well, I will just apply and see what happened. And they accept me, and I have my background in communication, so I was not afraid to do some videos because they told me you're going to be doing some videos.
Oh, like, you're talking about like social media and reels and stuff like that. You got to get that. And you said, I could do it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
All right.
I do my internship at KYMA.
Oh, okay.
So they teach me like the sales part and then the video production part, and then I ended up on the reporter part. So kind of like get to know what it's not be shy to the camera side of it.
Do you remember the first reel they had you do? Was it something silly or was it like serious or?
It was save the day for the centennial, lining up centennial.
okay.
So
Yep.
it was cool because we made it all together. It was funny.
So it was funny.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, look it up. I think it was 2024.
Okay. And you guys come up with that together, like what you're going to do, and everybody's on board? Yeah, I know my man over here said he doesn't really like being in front of the camera, but...
No, we just told James, you know what, you just have to do this, and that's it. He's like, okay.
Okay, that's
just
it.
do
That's
Yeah.
kind of in and out. He makes his cameo, like his
Yeah.
presence known. He's like, all right, I'm here. Yeah,
Yes.
you're doing that. And so when you first started, you started to enjoy it? That's something closer to what you're passionate about?
Yes. So the marketing side, it really helps me where the position that I'm in right now because I need to be promoting all the events that I do all year long. So alongside with the communication department and the economic department, who's Jasmine, I know she was here a couple weeks ago. We work together to maximize exposure for all our events for the community.
Very cool. And with that, we are going to take a break, and then we're going to come back on the other side of it and talk about what Parks and Rec offers and some of the events that you guys got going on. All right? We're going to do that right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Why is music an important part of your life? For many of us, music lets us see the world from someone else's perspective. We can find community in hearing someone else's joy, sorrow, or hope expressed in song or melody. KOFA Border Radio is your local, non-commercial source for great music.
Helping Hands of Yuma connects volunteers with seniors in need of assistance. Services include transportation, shopping, and notary assistance, as well as community education workshops, advocacy, and personal hygiene supplies. Available to seniors 60 years and older. Details on services and how to volunteer at helpingyuma.org.
You are tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. We're heading into a sunny day in Yuma with an afternoon high near 100 degrees. Winds are southwesterly at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with a low around 66 degrees. The Arizona Department of Environmental Quality has issued an ozone high pollution advisory for the Yuma area, including the city of Yuma and Fortuna foothills. Ozone is an air contaminant which can cause breathing difficulties for children as well as persons with respiratory problems. Details on this high pollution advisory can be found on the ADEQ website or by calling 602-771-2300.
K-pop fans, have you done your spring cleaning yet on your K-pop playlist? Join me for the spring show with EXO, IU, BTS, and more. K-pop for Border airs on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Kofa Radio. Stream the show on KWC's app or website, or follow K-pop for Border Facebook or Instagram.
Thank you to the many local businesses that support Border Radio and help make the music possible. If you have a business that would like to include Border Radio in your marketing mix, we're here to provide a customized program for you. Call us at 877-838-5292 or visit borderradioaz.org for more information.
If you're tired of listening to long commercials before finally hearing music, look no further. We've got you covered. Whether you're searching on your radio, trying to find an app to play some tunes, or need background music playing on your computer while finishing up some work, KOFA Border Radio is your non-commercial place for music.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We're here joined by
James and Stephanie with Somerton Parks and Recreation. So we got to know a little bit about you, but let's talk about Somerton Parks and Recreation. First of all, let's talk about what we can start with James. What do you do at Somerton Parks and Recreation?
So for the last 18 months or so, we've done this whole new thing where we're revitalizing the facilities and the playgrounds, the parks. My motto when I came in, because I'm from Michigan, I want clean and green. So we really been putting a lot of money. Thank you for the council putting a lot of money and effort into just making our parks a lot cleaner, more welcoming, and getting more people out to the parks. Even our green spaces, our retentions, we're putting soccer goals in them so kids can use them. So there's always a walkable park or a walkable space that they can use. So we're really just trying to like build that community and just the quality of life for our residents. So that's really our goal, is just build the quality of life for our residents and have more programs and other opportunities for them to participate in our Parks and Rec side.
Yeah. So talking about some of the programs, I know there's of course, like any city, right? There's youth programs, there's senior programs. Anything new you want to mention or anything coming up that people should know about?
So our summer programs are going to be coming up. We, of course, have our swim lessons. That's going to run all summer. They're 2-week sessions. They're about $24. They're pretty minimum cost. We also have the Greater Yuma Water Alliance. They provided us scholarships for our 6 months to our 5-year-olds, so we can teach them how to swim, keep them out of the canal, teach them how to swim, kind of prevent safety. So those are available. We also have our 2-week summer camp, and at this time we're actually putting inclusive summer camp in there. We're following the Americans with Disabilities Act. We got some trainable like aides in there to help with those kind of kids, so they're more invited to come. We have our adult kickball league going on Fridays. We have our kids basketball league coming up, and then we're actually redoing our infield mix and our fields to make them look good, and then we're going to bring our t-ball back for our youth. So we're going to be pretty busy this summer with everything. Our pool parties will be May 30th. That's going to be a big event.
Is that kind of kick off the season, the pool party? Is that what that is? Okay,
we call it Splash Friday. But
Splash Friday? Okay.
Yeah, there'll be prizes for kids and everything.
Oh, very cool. So who comes up with these? Is that what you're tasked to?
I have a recreational coordinator, so me and him sit down and kind of plan the events out. Summer's our busiest time, so we really because the kids are out of school.
They're out of school. They need something to do, and like you said, we don't want them in the canals where like the rest of us learned how to swim when we were kids, right? Yeah. So you get them on. So you plan out. You're like, okay, it's going to be busy, and you guys come up with these cool events.
Yes, that's what we do. That's what our job is, to make sure that our citizens are happy, our residents are happy, and the kids are happy.
Yeah. So I know Somerton is called the best little city in Arizona, right? And it's for business, for events.
Yes.
So let's talk about events, because people, love to go to events, even if they're not from Somerton, right? So everyone knows the Somerton Tamale Festival. Everyone's probably been at some point. Everyone looks forward to that. Talk about, special events and how people, how you and the team come up with those events, get ready for them, that kind of thing.
Well, it's practically myself doing like the planning part, but not just myself. So I get with my director, the other part of the team. So we got together. We look it up at the calendar. Pretty much most of the events are already set up. So it's just to follow up, get the calendar going on. Right now we're working on calendar for 2027. And our upcoming event will be the 4th of July celebration. So we're going to do it on July the 3rd, which is a Friday, from 7 p.m. to midnight. So I know that it's a really hot day, so we're going to have a lot of things for the kids. So we're going to have a water balloon fight. It's a very famous activity for the kids at that.
That's my favorite type of fight, is a water balloon fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
This year, we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to have around 55,000 balloons.
Okay.
Wow.
So, make it bigger.
Yeah.
So, are you tasked to like filling them up, or do you have like volunteer? Oh, no, you guys have to fill them up yourself, huh? Oh, right on.
We have a team for the events. We have a big team that we make it up. So we delegate it. So this team is going to do the fill of all the water balloons. The other team is going to be getting all the vendors and like different things that we do around the event.
So do you have any information on like the bands that are performing yet?
So we have 2 bands that are going to be performing. The opening band, it's called Los Rabines. And the main band, it's called 72 Stingray.
So all right. I've never heard of them.
They're coming from Phoenix. It's classic rock.
Classic rock. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the Los Ravines, is that how you say it? Yeah, they're my new favorite band.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw them over at Eddie's
in San Luis.
In San Luis. Yeah, so they're really, really good. Do you guys also Is it a partnership with the Tamale Festival that you guys do? Because I think it's with the university, right?
Yeah, the Los Diablitos. So it's a co-host event. The city sponsor part of the event, most likely like the Main Street, and we help them with the coordination of the events.
Yeah, it's a El Diablito ASU alumni.
The
So
alumni,
like Jerry
right?
and Gladys Anaya and all the Anaya family.
Oh, that's who it does it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and volunteers, friends of the Anayas.
Okay, and the reason why I just bring it up, just selfishly, now I know it's Gladys. They got to bring back MC Magic, bring back him as entertainment, right? That's the only time I got to. Did you ever see MC Magic when he performed over there?
I have.
You have, yeah. So yeah, bring back MC Magic. I text them every year. It's like, hey, they're bringing you. I was like, no, man, I'm not on the schedule. But anyway, that's just my selfishness. But.
Yeah, and so there's other events throughout the year that people know and people look forward to, like Pet Palooza.
Yes.
I'm just looking at a couple. The UTV, which now is also called Chalada Fest for like micheladas. And
tell me about that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that one, it's going to be on October 17. The UTV, last year we had around like 90 plus UTVs. We have to close almost all Main Street.
Wow.
To fill all the
That's
the
a
UTVs.
lot.
Yes, we have a really good committee that help us bring a lot of UTVs all around. I think it was from California, from Mexico, here, Phoenix area. And it's more towards like the off-road part. This year, we might do a little change. Instead of the cheladas, it will be bacanora.
What is that?
Bacanora, it's from Sonora, Mexico. It's like a liquor.
Oh, okay.
I will say similar to the tequila.
Okay.
But has like different flavors.
Oh, okay. And so why did that change? What was that? Do you guys just brainstormed it one day?
It's part of our.
It's more
we're trying to
cultural?
work with our sister city.
Okay.
And so we're trying to like promote them a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Kind of build that partnership with our sister cities so that we can kind of be closer.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then the other event that people look forward to in between this UTV Fest and the Tamale Festival is the Corn Festival.
The Corn Festival,
Yeah.
that's another co-host event that we do. That's part of the Somerton Education, Inc. I know that all the funds go towards the high school. So, yeah, that's going to be November the 7th.
Yeah, and so let's talk about Parks and Recreation. Is there anything that maybe the public doesn't know that is under your purview or under your office?
So I do want to bring up a couple projects that we're going to have. We're really working on developing public-private partnerships. We're looking at bringing in an inclusive playground, redoing some of our splash pads for inclusiveness. I've kind of been tasked with the ADA audit and transition plan, so that's been working 9 months. We're gonna what our goal is to bring everything up to ADA standards, our buildings, our facilities, our programs. And the big goal is I'm in charge of all the facilities too. So it's kind of a big undertaking that we're doing as a city. It's going to be like over years, but it's going to just make everyone kind of want to come to Somerton because we'll be able to handle all types of kids and all types of abilities.
I just have a technical question. Is there a deadline they give you for the ADA stuff, or?
So the Department of Justice, what the goal is there's the standards, and you're supposed to meet the standards. They write the compliance reasons over kind of an open-ended thing because every little municipality has a different budget.
Yeah, different budgets, right? Yeah, that's the thing.
Some will be like the city of Chandler. They create a 24-year plan. So in 24 years, they'll be back up to ADA standards.
Gotcha.
They're a lot bigger. They have a lot more than us. So once our plan's not finished, so I don't know what our timeline's going to be, but I think that's important that the community knows that Somerton is not ignoring that and they're bringing the standards up.
It's on your list to do, and you're taking action day by day.
Yes.
Yeah, anything else you want the public to know about any upcoming, you mentioned the summer programs. Where can people get information on those summer programs, how to register, that kind of thing?
So if you go to the City of Somerton website and go to Recreation, there's a rec desk. That'll show, the rec desk link will show all of our upcoming programs and how you can register and the cost associated with them. That's how we advertise. We'll also advertise on all of our social media with program flyers. So as long as you keep up with our social media, Facebook or Instagram, you'll see what we're doing. We're very active on Instagram of promoting our.
So is that you in charge of the Instagram, Stephanie?
No, it's the communication department.
Oh, communication, they're in charge of it?
But we work together just to make sure that all the things that we're doing, events, the programs that we're doing, the public can know. So yeah, we work together.
If you get James to do some more silly reels, I bet you it's going to blow up. You get it, right? You do that.
Unexpected, maybe.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot more views on that thing. So the other communications department, they need to get on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on it. All right. Well, I just want to bring up, you're a streamer, but you say, yeah. So that's, they hear your voice and they don't see you?
No, I have a camera. I play games and.
Oh, they do see you.
Yeah, I do have a camera.
Okay.
It's pretty well set. I got a background of my code name and everything. I don't want to promote myself.
No. I'm sorry. Just real quick. Do you make money off of it?
I make a little bit of money.
A little bit of money?
I do have some. I have about 1,500 followers on Twitch. So
my son always tells me I want to be a streamer, right? Like this. I was like, I'll make money, Dad. I'll make money on it. So I guess now I got a buddy named James that knows how to make money on it. So yeah, let's see that happen. So thank you guys for being with us. One more time, where to find it? Oh, go ahead.
I have a quick question for Stephanie, and then we'll get to how to get more information. But so 4th of July. I know last year you guys did drones for the first time instead of the fireworks. Is that coming back this year?
The drones are coming back, and also we're going to have fireworks.
Okay.
So we're having
drones
both.
and fireworks?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are doing too much over there.
Party in Somerton.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know they had
Biggest
drones last
party
year.
in town.
Is it? Oh, I'm going to go. We're going to go. I've heard that Somerton has adopted Victor over here. So he's adopted in Somerton. So he's going to have to show me around at this party.
For sure. Yeah, the drone thing was awesome. They had like Cocoa Paw. They were doing like the Cocoa Paw logo. I remember that. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yes.
All right. And with that, we'll be back with who?
Angelica Roldan from San Luis.
All right.
Parks and
Talking
Recreation.
more Parks and Rec right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
If you need a break from reality, there's always great hits playing at your local public radio station, KOFA. Tune in at Border Radio, AC.org, or on the KOFA app.
The town of Welton is hosting a community health and resources fair on Thursday, May 21st from 10 to noon at the Welton Community Center. This event brings together community organizations and service providers to offer resources, education, and support, including health screenings, vaccines, and wellness information. Details at weltonaz.gov.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. Republican Congressman Paul Gosar has introduced legislation to expand federally reserved land around the U.S. Army Yuma Proving Ground. The bill would place about 22,000 acres of federal land in Yuma and La Paz counties under military reservation. Supporters say the expansion would improve safety for advanced weapons testing and military training exercises. According to Gosar's office, the additional land would allow for higher altitude air delivery testing, longer glide distances for guided parachute systems, and more complex tactical operations. The proposal would also formally reserve land in the Howard Cantonment area that the U.S. Army has used for decades. Federal officials say public access for recreation and hunting would continue under existing land management rules. Utility corridors and wildlife protections would also remain in place. If approved, the measure would amend the Military Land Withdrawals Act of 2013. For KAWC, I'm Victor Calderon.
Vitalant is hosting blood drives from May 12th through the 15th at locations around Yuma, including Anvita Health, Arizona Game and Fish, and the Yuma Sun. One blood donation can save up to 3 lives and help ensure that medical providers have the blood they need for emergencies and ongoing care. Details and registration at vitalant.org.
Hey, I'm Jay with Mixtape, the radio show all about sharing music, bringing you songs from the days of cassette tapes and before the time of online. This week's episode of Mixtape, Agreeable Gravity. Songs about space, stars, planets, constellations, and the force that holds everything together. We'll hear songs by War, The Church, Devo, and Flock of Seagulls. Join me Thursday night at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM or on the KOFA app.
I'm Mike Suba, and I'm a big supporter of KAWC. You're getting a great source of information about our community, about the people that are working and living here, and you start going, you know what, this is really a valued service. And that's the great thing, is you've got a partnership here. And I'm a big believer in partnerships because the one thing I realized early on in life, I can maybe do a lot of stuff on a very limited basis, but when I start partnering up it's amazing what we can do when we pool our resources. And so I hope that when people are listening to the station, enjoying the news broadcasts and the entertainment shows that are being presented, that they realize that you're not only the end user and enjoying what is being broadcast to you, but it can be a partnership too, where you can participate like I've discovered I can do and help get this service, enhance it, and provide even better programming. I'm Mike Suba, and I support KAWC.
This is Border Radio, KOFA. We have been Arizona Western College's public service to the community since 1970. You can find details about our station on the KOFA app in your favorite app store.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by
Angelica Roldan, the Parks and Recreation Director for the city of San Luis.
Yeah, so like we said, Parks and Rec Day, or I guess week, because I guess we have to, reach out to Welton or something.
Welton Yuma County, if they do anything. No.
Yeah, figure it all out. But thank you for being with us. Did you know our past two guests, the ones we just had? Have you met them?
Of course.
Of course.
I know them. I work in that city too. I used to do the same thing as Stephanie, remember?
I'm going to get you a little closer to the mic real quick.
I remember. So it's kind of like a community. We all work together when we work for Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So we like to get to know our guests before we get into what they do. Are you originally from here in Yuma, Somerton, San Luis?
Actually, I was born in Mexicali.
Mexico, okay.
Mexico. I'm a cachanilla, 100%.
What does that mean?
That's how they call people that live in Mexicali.
Oh, okay.
Cachanilla is a plant that grows in that area.
Okay, all right.
And they used to build houses with those plants. So for some reason, they ended up calling us cachanilla.
Cachanilla, all right, cool. I learned something today. This is great.
There you go.
What was it like growing up in Mexicali?
The only thing I can remember is the sun. It was super hot, but it was fun. Now it's a big city.
It
wasn't.
Oh.
But there's a lot to do. It's a lot of Chinese culture. So we ate a lot of Chinese food. I remember we grew up like right next to our neighbor that had a Chinese restaurant. So he would cook for us. And it was a very fun, childhood, I remember.
How long were you in Mexicali?
I was in Mexicali for almost 14 years.
14 years,
yes.
Okay.
I grew up there, and then we moved to Somerton. And I remember I was like, I don't know what to do here. It's just desert. But
because there's, like you said, there was much more to do in Mexicali, right? So as a 14-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl,
yes.
Lots to do. You got the bomb Chinese food right next to somebody over there. And they have good Chinese food there. Like there's buffets, there's all kinds of. And I learned that when I went. I was like, wow, what is this? Like, it's pretty cool. But then you went to Somerton. You're about 14 years old, you said?
I was 14 years old. I started at Somerton Middle School. It's a very different, transition, the culture and then the language learning. Even though we kind of grew up in the border next to Calexico, my two brothers, obviously, one of them started going to high school in Calexico, so he knew a little bit more about the language, but it was kind of different to start all over. But now I was like, I don't want to go back, but I love Mexicali. When we go there, we just go back to eat and see the family. But yeah, those were my times.
So then when you got to Somerton, you said there's nothing to do. What did you do when you're 14 and you're in Somerton going to the junior high school over there?
We got together. We went to the church in Somerton. We have the Grupo de Jóvenes, and then we went to the park and do activities. And then also I was part of different clubs at the school.
Oh, okay.
So I started getting, into the social and kind of getting to the circle and having my own group of friends. So we grew up doing a lot of activities, and I'm also a flamenco dancer. So I started going to a flamenco school in San Luis because that was part of something that I wanted to do. And my dad wanted us to, put us on something all the time. So I was always finding something to do.
And so school, did you know English when you arrived here, or
I didn't know any.
You didn't know any English?
No,
okay.
It was just kind of the basic stuff that they teach you at La Secundaria in Mexico.
The schools down there?
Yes, and then my dad put us a private instructor, English instructor, but it was mostly for my other two brothers. I didn't have that much time. But like I said, it was very difficult to start, a new transition, a new country, city, a new culture, and I already had my friends in Mexicali, and I was already in middle school over there. So it's very different, but you know what? I was able to adapt myself, and I just keep going and going to school and become successful, because you have to when you come to this country and learn English, obviously.
Yeah, it kind of, everybody I've talked to that had a similar story, it kind of lights a fire under them to be successful and achieve what they want to achieve. So what did you originally want to do? Did you want to be in city government when you were younger?
Or a flamenco dancer?
Yeah. Did you want to just go and travel the world as a dancer?
Mostly, yes.
Yes, okay.
Flamenco dancer. I wanted to be a flamenco dancer. I was already in my head. But obviously, I was thinking about teaching kids. And so I started going to school, and I got my degree, my associates in child development education and in elementary education. But when I started working at the school district, I loved it because I worked with special education students. But as I was like, I don't think I can do this all my life. So I wanted to be working directly more like with people. I never thought about working with government, but I always thought that I wanted to do something, because I always like to help people. I like to help other people and become successful as well. And then is when everything started. I got connected with, different people. And then I started looking into different, options. And I got.
So what are some of the options that you were looking into then?
Yes. So when I think the life just started putting me in different places.
Okay, kind of unfolding in a certain way then.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In certain ways. So I remember working for the Boys and Girls Club, and then in Somerton, working in an after-school program, and then after that, I started working at Chicanos por la Causa as well when I got my degree. After I went to Somerton School District after working there. And then I got my degree.
What'd you get your degree in?
Yes, my degree was, first I said it was associates in elementary education and child development here at AWC. And then I started working at Somerton School District. Then I got my degree at University of Phoenix, and it was on human services. Human services. So it's all about, helping people. And then I started working at Chicanos por la Causa as a
And what is that?
Chicanos por la Causa is an organization. It has different, different things that helps the community, housing, services, and childcare. And this is a Head Start program.
Oh, okay.
So I work with Head Start programs, and I was the health and nutrition coordinator. I was there, and then after that, a position in Somerton opened at the city of Somerton, and my office was actually in Somerton. And a lot of people started calling me. It was actually the first special events coordinator position that Somerton opened back then. And people were calling me and say, you should apply, you should apply. And I applied, and I got the position, and I started working in Somerton. And that's how I started working in government. Obviously, I worked before with Parks and Recreation because I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and it was part of the city.
Part of the city. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes, and it was a self-contained, the program didn't have any funding. So I had to find, donations and grants and stuff, in order to maintain the program.
Yeah.
So yes, I started in Somerton as an events coordinator, and everything started. It was the first one that they hired.
Really, it was a brand new position.
A brand new position.
Was it scary to take on a brand new position, something that wasn't laid out for you, or was it exciting that you can create something?
I think it can be everything.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah,
I think it was kind of scary. I was nervous because I didn't know exactly what is it that they wanted to expect. But to be honest, it gave me the opportunity to kind of develop myself, what I wanted to do in the city. But I look at different things. What is it that the city needs? And the city in Somerton is good about, the Tamale Festival, and is well known about that huge event in the county, now in the state. So all the events that I created were new. I wanted to bring different kind of events for the family. So we did we continued with the Pet Palooza. I don't know if you are familiar with that.
I've been into that, yes.
Very fun.
Yeah.
So what they needed is to have kind of identity per event, and what is the intent of the event. They didn't have any logos.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
I'm the one that started all the logos, the 4th of July logo, and kind of give that identity to every event that they had.
It's very important to have that identity
Yes.
because that's what sticks in our head after the event. And then when it comes up, like you see that, oh man, the 4th of July is coming
Yes.
up. You look at that logo and that automatically tells you, all right, they're going to have this celebration here. We need to go.
Yes, and also the holiday events. I love holiday events and bringing all those events. And also we did the first scary haunted house, and that was at the old City Hall building. We converted old City Hall in a haunted house. So it was very fun. It was a lot of work, a lot of hours that I remember I put, and I remember seeing Victor there.
I think that's where we met, right? Because as we said in the last segment, I was adopted by Somerton. My wife is from Somerton, so we know like Jerry Anaya and Gladys Anaya and all the Anaya family and all the other families, Rangels. But one thing that Somerton does that's really cool is Somerton's famous for the water tower, right? If you drive through, you see the water tower, and it's always like lit up in some colors, depending on like if one of the teams won or something like that, or the holidays. But so they light up the holiday for Christmas. They light up the tower for Christmas.
Depending on the celebration.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were a part of that?
Yes, I was also part of that. That was before I left. So yeah, it was very fun. I work under economic development, so it was really good because I learned a lot about economic development at the same time. It was not only about doing events, but somewhere you're connected. When you coordinate events, you're connected with economic development. So I was glad I had really good mentors. I worked with Ian McGahey. He was our city administrator now. He's the county administrator.
Yeah, we've had him on the show.
Had him on, yeah.
You're really good. Yeah, Ian is great. I learned a lot from him, as well as Hector Tapia. He was my director. He was at the economic development in Somerton. He had a lot of experience at the city of Tempe. So all those ideas, obviously, I got them, and that's what I like to do. I like to innovate. I like to bring ideas. I like to bring people together. I like to see when they're at the events that they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, that's the best feeling.
That's the best feeling. I don't really go up on the stage, but whenever I do that, that's probably the relief that I have at the end when I see all these people. Now in San Luis, there's so many people that attend to our 4th of July event.
Yeah. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to get to how you ended up in San Luis.
Okay.
But one of the years I performed at the San Luis event for 4th of July. Yeah, I got to perform there. It was really cool with my old rap group. So we did some rap, and it was probably at that time the biggest crowd I've ever performed in front of in San Luis. I was looking out like, oh my goodness. There were so many people there. And so I was like, wow, we're going to do this. I was a little sick to my stomach, but we pulled through, and it was a great event. And with that, yes, we are going to take a break, and we'll be back on how she ended up in San Luis. We're going to do that right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
It's always better when it's local. Your food or your radio. Get the true Yuma soundtrack right here on Border Radio KOFA 94.7 FM or in the KOFA app.
From KAWC, this is Siendo Primero.
Oh, classes are over, and it's time for a summer break.
We are taking some time to rest and prepare new topics for the next semester.
But you can still listen to all of our past episodes at any time.
This show is available as a podcast or online. Just search kawc.org under the show's tab.
Have a great summer, and we'll hear you soon on Siendo Primero.
Today's day sponsors are Dave and Ellen Reek, wishing their son Davey a happy 30th birthday. They say, Davey, you are a fantastic son, father, brother, husband, and police officer, and we are so proud of you. Arthur Schopenhauer said, the first 30 years of life gives us the text, the next 30 years supply the commentary. You've created a beautiful text. We love you.
The Arizona Department of Environmental Quality has issued an ozone high pollution advisory for the Yuma area. In Yuma, Parker, and Quartzsite, we expect a sunny day with an afternoon high near 100 degrees. Winds are southwesterly at 5 to 10 miles per hour with possible gusts in Quartzsite. Tonight, clear skies with a low around 65 degrees.
I'm Public Radio Runner. Join me for Bonus Smiles, the show sharing the stories and playlists that fuel runners. Why? Because the rando cheering you on at a mile 77 aid station is the same kind of person who supports local public radio. Join us every Saturday at 5 a.m. on KOFA at 94.7 FM for stories that soothe and jams that power long runs.
People collect all sorts of things: stamps, antique lamps, sports memorabilia. If you happen to collect cars and you're looking to make room in your collection, look no further than donating a vehicle to KAWC and Border Radio. Pickup is free, and you're helping this service bring you the programs you count on. Learn more at kawc.org/cars.
For over 55 years, Border Radio KOFA has been a voice for music and culture in the region. We play indie, soul, funk, world beats, and more, plus local stories and live sessions. Tune in live at 94.7 FM, on demand at borderradioaz.org, or on the KOFA app and discover your next favorite song.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here joined by
Angelica. So we're at the part of the story where you're working in Somerton. You're, the first special events coordinator in Somerton. And so tell us how you, went from from Somerton to San Luis.
And I just want to say before you do that, It sounds like that you really left him in a good spot. Right? When you're at Somerton, it sounds like you accomplished a lot and you were able to kind of reach some objectives, even though you didn't know what those objectives were when you first got hired because you were the first in the position. But it sounds like you left them in a good place.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I don't like to show off or anything like that, but yes, I did. I coordinated everything. I put everything on place. So whoever was next was going to, it will be easier for whoever was going to come after me. But yeah, every event we had a logo. Every event had an intent. What is it exactly what we're doing per event? So one day, someone else had a position open, another friend of mine in San Luis, but it was as an assistant director for Parks and Recreation in San Luis. And then I looked into it, and then I was like, I should apply. So I started, thinking about it, and it was probably the last week, and I applied. And I never thought it because I get so busy, you get busy at work. And then one day I received a call, and they wanted to, give me an interview. So I got an interview, and I was super excited because later on, like a week after, they called me that I got hired as a Parks and Recreation assistant director. And I had the opportunity to work again with Louis Galaviz. He was actually my boss before when I worked with the Boys and Girls Club back in Somerton. So I was very excited that I was going to work with him. So yes, we made a great team. He's a great mentor as well. He showed me everything in a different way, kind of like throwing myself, kind of like when you're learning how to swim, but like, those parents that are like, here you go.
Yeah, just get in, go make it happen.
Yes. So I was more involved into like personnel, and he knew that I loved to do events. So he wanted me to start kind of like in Somerton, like whatever events we had in San Luis, you kind of like make them, better and kind of like have an identity and like working together with Mexico and doing things together. So it was a totally different culture, San Luis. And I love the community. I love San Luis, but it's very different from, when you work in different cities, especially it's like a border city. So I had to adapt to the community, but it was easy. It was a very easy process and transition. So I worked with Louis, and then one day he became the acting city manager, and he called me. He said, "You're going to be in charge of the department." I'm like, "No, I can't." He said, "No, you are." So I became the acting director of Parks and Recreation. So I started working directly with projects and, big things, CIPs, which are capital projects that we have to do every fiscal year. So I was more involved into like all the operations of a Parks and Recreation director, not only events, but also operations and whatever we have to do to continue with our capital projects. So I helped Louis. Later on, he left to Somerton. He got the position as a city manager. So I stayed, I think, another year. And then the position in Somerton opened again, but as a director. Parks and Recreation. That's where James is right now. So I apply, and then I went back to Somerton.
Oh, okay. So that's how you, okay.
Yes.
Because he said that, you were there before him. So
Yes.
then I was like, okay, so you went over there. You did that for how long?
I did that for like a little more than a year, maybe 2 years. And then the position opened again in San Luis, but now as a director. And I kind of miss working for a bigger city, and I love working in San Luis too. So I applied, and I got the position. So I went back to San Luis. So it's where I'm there. So like I said, one of the things that I wanted to do is to bring new things. So one of the new ideas that I brought that I wanted to do it actually in Somerton is the Asado and Brew Festival. So that was something that I created, and I feel very, happy that I was able to do it in San Luis.
Yes.
Because we needed something related to, food and bring people together.
And that was already a festival. There was some celebration, but then you added that to it?
Yeah, so when I started working there, they told me, you know what, I think we have the Founders. It's called Founders Day Celebration.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, and it's not, for some reason, people are not showing up. Not a lot of people are very interested. It doesn't have any, an intent or...
Well, yeah, because I'm a marketing guy, and so when I hear that, I'm like, yeah, pass. Really, to be honest, I'm like, I don't know.
Founders Day, that doesn't necessarily say much.
It doesn't speak to anything.
We know what it is, but it doesn't it's not like exciting. Or
yeah,
whatever,
but then you mentioned something with food or something, and it was like, all right, or beer. It's like, okay, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I went back. I said, let me fix this. And I remember I had my folder, my binder that I was carrying all the time with me. So I went back, and I remember when I had it, it said Somerton Rib Cook-Off or something like that. Or so I totally changed it to something more in Spanish. So I brought like the Asado, which is Asado and Brew Festival, celebrating Founders Day.
Yeah.
So then when I presented the idea, they like it. They liked the idea. So we used to have a parade. So we kind of like, remove the parade and bring the event and start it like early during the day, kind of like the Tamale Festival, hours. But this is the second edition. This is the second year that we do the Asado. And from having 1,000 people, now we had 7,000 people. It went up.
And this one, there was some complications because you had to change the date because of weather or something. I think it was raining that day.
It was raining, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very stressful. It's stressful when you already have everything, for the event, and then you have to make those changes. But there's nothing you can do.
And you were a part of that, making that decision, huh?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, because that is stressful. Like you said, there's nothing you could do. The weather's the weather, and you don't want to, be out there with just a few people in raincoats. And
yes, and you think about different things. I always like to bring solutions. It's always good to just don't say no. Let's just bring a solution. But there was nothing we were able to do. So I was able to find and my team, a good day that everybody, all the performers were able to perform the same day. That's what we have, pretty much the same.
The same
lineup. We had the Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
We had the headliner that you love is the
Grupo Control.
Grupo Control. So it was kind of hard, to find the best date. So we were able to do it in April 11th. So that was one of the things that, that's how I came back to San Luis. It was just,
Yeah, and that event, that's how I originally met Martin. And I would just want to give him a shout out because it's his birthday today. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes,
but
it's
yeah,
his birthday.
So shout out to Martin. Happy birthday. Appreciate
and they're watching us right now.
Oh, good. They're watching over there. Yeah, cool. So everybody celebrate Martin's birthday.
So we have a couple of minutes, but let's tell people about upcoming summer programs and obviously 4th of July. Anything you want to mention about those?
Yeah, so we are already, obviously, 6 months ahead. We start with our 4th of July preparations. We are working right now on that. I cannot say names of the bands at the moment, but I already have the contracts. But it's a surprise. It's a really good headliner. I can just mention one. One of them is El Vampiro. He used to play with Maná. I don't know if you remember him. Vampiro is the song, the Échale Vampiro. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure my wife knows too.
Yeah, so it's a tribute to Jaguares and Caifanes. So they're coming. They're kind of like opening the event. But we have a huge headliner. We're trying to, close. But
can you tell us off air? Can you do that? Maybe. All right.
It has
We'll see.
5 million followers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On Instagram. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So where can we get more information about San Luis Parks and Recreation website, social media?
You can go on our Facebook page. It's City of San Luis Parks and Recreation. Also on our website, City of San Luis. We are already getting ready for our summer program. It's coming up. Our youth center is in charge of that program. We're having 2 sessions. One starts in June, the other one in July. And we're also getting ready for the municipal pool. It's going to be open on May 29. Is where we do our big party to celebrate and announce, our pool opening. A lot of people are calling. Yesterday, I got so many calls. It was all about swimming lessons.
Well, yeah, it's getting hot. So, yeah, get the kids in there. They're about to get out of school, teach them to swim. I dig it.
Yes, and we're just continue working with our capital projects. We're renovating our restrooms at Jorduño Park. So a lot of good things.
All right, if people want more information, how do they find out? You guys got an Instagram?
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Parks and Recreation City of San Luis, and 928-341. 8438.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You did great. And with that, it is time for this. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Anthony Ornelas, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
You can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Toby and Susie. They're from Maples Apothecary. I don't know. Apothecary. There you go.
Apothecary. We also have AWC student athlete Shaden from the volleyball team.
All right. And if you want to get on this show, you have more.
You can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Broadcasting from Yuma campus of Arizona Western College for more than 55 years, this is Border Radio, 94.7 FM, KOFA Yuma. We also broadcast at 1320 a.m. in Yuma at kawc.org and on the KOFA app.
The Yuma branch of the Boys and Girls Club hosts an indoor summer camp for grades K through 12 with full-day programs that offer hands-on activities, exercise, and friendship in a screen-free environment. Meals and snacks included. Registration is now open. Details at yuma.bg